Notice this, all the casinos in Vegas have handicapped parking spots, right? Which is funny when you think about it, because let's face it, folks, if you're handicapped, hasn't God made it abundantly clear that you're not lucky? Wonderful. Are y'all handicapped? What happened there, huh? I'm not being a dick, I'm just saying, you might not want to waste all that luck at the craps table. You might want to hold on to some of that for a new kidney or something, I don't know. I heard a commercial today for Viagra. It made me laugh. This is how the commercial went. It said, what could be better than saving 20% on your next prescription of Viagra? Oh, I don't know. Maybe having a dick that works? Just gonna take a shot in the dark here, but I gotta imagine that would beat the shit out of a 20% discount, right? Having a functional cock that doesn't look like someone sprinkled salt on a slug might be pretty nice, right? Just having a big old cock anytime you want it, Or maybe you'd rather have a coupon. I don't know, Seems like a no-brainer to me. And they're playing this commercial on the oldies station, which I thought was a little extra funny, right? Like they knew who their market was or something, right? They're playing my favorite oldie song, Big Girls Don't Cry. You ever heard that song before? Big Girls Don't Cry, a classic oldie, but I think it's incorrect. Because in my experience, I find that big girls cry quite often, right? For a variety of different reasons, Like maybe their ice cream fell on the ground. Or maybe they went to hug a puppy, but they accidentally killed it. Maybe they got sad and tried to kill themselves, but the rope snapped because they were too heavy. Like, I'm just saying, there's reasons. There's definitely reasons why a big girl might cry, It's not outside the realm of possibility. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, sorry if you're all fat, handicapped people or something. I know that's... that probably wasn't the best opening jokes if that's the case, but it's nice to be here, man. I'm married now. I got married about 5 years ago. My wife's a sweetheart, too. We got married. She wanted to get a wedding ring tattoo. You ever heard of that before? A wedding ring tattoo, where instead of getting a ring, you get a tattoo on your ring finger. And I told her, I was like, you nuts? A tattoo is for life. I'm kidding, man. She's great. Now, my wife's always doing nice things to keep the relationship alive, For Valentine's Day, she made me a handmade present. It's a relationship coupons. You know what that is? A relationship coupon? You're supposed to be able to trade it in for like a blowjob or something, right? Because, we can't just be adults and do that. We have to have a transaction take place with receipts and documentation in case we want to file taxes on this blowjob in April or whatever. And apparently these things are expired, because I've been trying since February and fucking nothing, Finally got to the point where it's like, do your competitors accept these? What the fuck, This is starting to seem like a shitty gift. I'm kidding, man. We have fun. We went to Disney World for our honeymoon, Happiest place on earth, they say. I learned some shit when I was at Disney. Did you know, in all of the original Disney movies, the princesses, they're all teenagers. Did you know that? They're like 16, 17 years old, which makes sense when you think about it, because, no man is going to risk his life fighting a dragon for a 35-year-old woman, right? Apparently there's a bunch of geriatric bitches in here tonight, but whatever, listen. It ain't my fault you got old. All I'm saying, all right? Don't misunderstand me. I would fuck a 35-year-old woman, But I'm not going to kill a dragon to do that. Are you out of your fucking mind? I gotta fight a dragon? You're lucky if I get a full-time job for a 35-year-old woman, let alone fight a goddamn dragon, But if somebody told you there was a smoking hot teenage princess who you could legally bang if you kill a dragon, we'd all be out hunting dragons right now, right? Shit, that might be why there's no dragons anymore, Maybe people caught on to the whole thing. Well, I get that it's kind of a weird joke. I understand. Maybe it's a little creepy, but also remember, it's also the plot to every classic Disney movie, all right? So keep it in mind next time you show your daughter Sleeping Beauty. That's what happens in that movie, all right? A dude kills a dragon, and then he bangs a sleeping teenager. And now we have an amusement park for it. I have fun with my wife, man. We do fun stuff all the time. My wife's a good person, too. She's a traditional Christian gal, you know? I don't know if you know what that is. Traditional Christian. She was raised Christian. This is what she told me. She said when she was a little girl, she was afraid that she might get pregnant with the next Jesus. And I thought it was funny, so I looked it up, right? Turns out this is actually a thing, right? These girls that grow up in like a traditional religious household, they think they might get pregnant with Jesus because it happened to Mary in the Bible. They think it happened to them, you know? And so she asked me one time, she said, would you stay with me if I got pregnant with the next Jesus? And I said, well, that depends entirely on if Jesus is black. It's not even a racial thing. It's just I'm going to have to explain that to people for the rest of my life, you know? You're going to see me and my wife, a little black baby, and I'm going to say, no, she didn't cheat on me, all right? That's fucking Jesus. Nobody's going to believe that. I'm going to have that conversation every day for the rest of my life. That's all I'm saying. I'm a Christian. That's what I'm saying, folks. I'm a Christian. I try to be good, you know. I'm not as into it as some people, you know. Like, you ever see somebody with like a bumper sticker on their car, right? Like a religious bumper sticker. I saw a dude with an anti-abortion religious bumper sticker. It said, "What if Jesus had been aborted?" And I was like, that's a terrible argument, because he'd have just grown back 3 days later, right? Like, I've read the Bible. That was one of his powers. He could have survived that, you know? He was like Wolverine, I'm pretty sure, you know, right? It's like rock, paper, scissors. Jesus beats coat hanger day of the week, I'm pretty sure, right? Like, and that's not offensive, all right? Because he wins at the end of the joke. Just pointing out that he would win. People get uptight if you mention the Lord in a joke, you know. Somebody told me one night, how dare you, Jesus died for your sins, you know. We don't want to ask him to do that, right? Isn't that a bit much to do something, being asked and expect everyone to owe you for it, right? It's like if Jesus showed up at my apartment and started redecorating furniture and he was like, hey, you owe me $200. I'd be like, holy shit, you really are a Jew. That's not even offensive. He really was a Jew, you know? It's only fucked up if you got something against the Jews, you know? And I feel bad for the Jews, man. You know, everybody fucks with them. I saw a commercial on TV the other day. It said, Jews make up 2% of the population, but they receive 340% of all the hate. Because they're hogging it for themselves like Jews, you know? And I think it's fucked up, man, that they receive all this hate. You know, it's not fair. Think about it. Everybody fucks with the Jews. South Park, they make fun of the Jews. They don't care. Family Guy, everybody just is okay with making fun of the Jews. Even in the Bible, have you read the Bible? The first half of the Bible is just God fucking with Jews for like 2,000 years in the desert, you know? At one point, it's almost like he had a bet going with the devil, like, hey, I bet I can make them chop their dicks off. Wonderful. I get it, man. I'm not trying to be anti-Semitic or racist or whatever. I don't care what you are. I support everybody, you know. Racism is ridiculous, you know. My grandpa was kind of racist. Both of my grandpas were in the Korean War. They were racist against Asian people. My grandpas would always say this word, gook. You ever heard that word before? Gook. It's kind of like the N-word for Asian people, right? Except nobody gets mad when you say it into a microphone because it sounds cute, you know? It doesn't even sound like a bad word. It sounds like something you say after you come in a girl's face and you throw a towel. Hey, wipe yourself off. You got some gook on your face, right? It just sounds cute, you know? Plus, you get bonus points if the girl's actually Asian, you know? Because then there's layers. Hey, and if she swallows your cum, you can call her a gobbledygook. No? Gobbledygook? Come on, you're not You're not going to hear a cuter racist joke than that in your whole fucking I think racism is just funny, man. I ask people about it all the time because I like to learn about shit. You know, like I was asking a black comedian one time, I said, why is it if black people hate the N-word so much, why do they say it all the time, you know? And this is what he told me. I learned something. He said the reason is because by saying a word like that over and over, you can take the power away from it. You can reclaim the word. You ever heard that before? By using a word, you can take the power away from it? Well, I got to tell you, I find that to be incorrect because the other day I got jumped by a black dude, and yeah, the more I said the N-word, the stronger he got. Just saying there's a lot of power left in that word, all right? Don't be saying it. Yeah. There's a lot of people you're not supposed to make fun of nowadays, you know, the transgendered population, they're off limits now. You get in trouble if you do transgender jokes because now there's a famous transgendered spokesperson, you know, Caitlyn Jenner. Used to be Bruce Jenner, now is Caitlyn Jenner. And I think that whole transformation makes sense when you think about it. I think what must have happened is that the Kardashians must have made a pact with the devil, right? Where they had to bring him the dick of an Olympian in some sort of a ritual there, and in return they got to be famous undeservedly for 20 years. So what did we learn from that family? Well, we learned that the devil is real, all right? And he takes Olympic dick as payment, all right? So maybe after the show we can all team up and hunt down Michael Phelps and make a wish. Whoever brings the scissors gets the wish. I don't know about you guys, but I'm wishing for a dragon. I always make fun of gay people and then I'll get out of here. How's that, all right? Any gay people in here tonight, huh? All right, I was gonna suck your dick, that's right. Make a little noise, that's right. You don't know why I'm asking. You don't know, yeah. I support the gays, I don't care. Listen, do whatever you do. I support everybody's right. And by the way, I support the same-sex marriage. That's the correct term, same-sex marriage, not gay marriage. Gay marriage makes it sound like you have to be gay to do it, right? That's like saying you have to be in love to get regular married. Yeah. We all know a lot of marriages happen out of convenience anyway, so if I want to marry a man because he's rich, that shouldn't make me gay. It just make me greedy, right? Call it greedy marriage, right? Why not? Huh? You ladies do it all the time, why can't I? You know what? Maybe I don't want to work the rest of my life, huh, ladies? Maybe I don't mind cooking for some dude as long as he pays for all of my shit. That makes me gay? Fuck you, that makes me smart, man. Makes me a gold digger, makes me a lot of things, you know? People always say, would you suck a dick for $1 million? You could have started that at 200 and worked your way down, right? Like, it's a recession right now. Are you out of your mind? $1 million, man. And I get some of you are grossed out right now, and that's fine. Maybe you don't have the same work ethic that I do. I get that, all right? Maybe you're not a Republican, all right? All I'm saying is I believe in working for every dollar I get. Or maybe you're just grossed out by gay shit. And that's fine, too. You're allowed to say that. Just say, listen, the idea of two men butt-fucking each other is gross. Just say that, all right? The idea of one man cornholing another man does not sit well with you on some level. I get that, all right? If I were to stick my dick in any man's ass in here tonight, there'd be all sorts of hair and poo involved, and it wouldn't be a pretty sight. And that's why people have a problem with it. Don't blame Jesus. Don't say that it's a sin. Just say you think it's gross. Because there's a lot of gross people out there. If we're going to discriminate against people because the sex they're having is gross, well, guess what? There's a lot of other people who should not have been allowed to get married, right? Yeah, like fat people. Remember from earlier, fat people? Wow. I don't know if you ever had sex with a fat person. It's not the prettiest sight in the whole world either, you know? It's all sorts of heat bumps and stretch marks and rolls and hairs and shit. What about old people, huh? Old people. Two chewed up pieces of gum slapping each other in the fucking dirty. Nobody wants to see that. So I'm just saying, fair is fair. If you couldn't get married because you were gay, then fine. But same thing should have gone for people with diabetes, you know? You can support something even if you think it's gross, all right? It's like breastfeeding. I support a woman's right to breastfeed in public, all right? Don't get me wrong, I think it makes you look like a pig and whatever. But I support your right. I support your right to do it. I'm not gonna vote against it because I'm grossed out. That would be a dick thing to do, you know? I just think fair is fair, you know? If you're allowed to breastfeed in public, I should be allowed to get a blowjob in a movie theater, right? Because if we're gonna start sucking on body parts, let's go all out, you know? What's the difference, huh? You're sucking on a body part until white shit comes out. When you break it down, it's almost exactly the same, you know? And I'm a gentleman. I'll have a blanket for discretion. I'll put a blanket over the girl's head, you know? Shh, shh, shh. And then when people come by and complain, I'm like, this is natural. This is natural. This is natural. I will not starve her for you. All right, thank you guys very much. Thank you.